Hello YouTube and welcome to a very special Halloween edition of Rob's Arcade. As per usual, I'm your host Rob, and I gotta tell you Player 2s, I'm really hoping we don't have any problems this episode because every Halloween strange things happen in the arcade. A couple years back I got chased out of the arcade by one of the boos from the Super Mario Brothers, and last year I had a very strange encounter with a very angry blueberry. You see, I think my biggest problem on Halloween is ghosts, so I made a phone call to a friend of mine who specializes in dealing with ghosts. Now, I'm sure you can tell by my outfit what the topic of this episode is, but I bet you're wondering, why Luigi? Well, Luigi happens to be the star of a video game that is absolutely perfect to play on Halloween.
The Luigi's Mansion series began as an action-adventure game on the Gamecube in 2001. This launch title for the system spawned a bunch of sequels and remakes, but we'll touch on that when we have a more in-depth look at this title in the Classic Game Showcase. First, we're going to have an art class, where I teach all of my Player 2s how to draw a frightened Luigi using easy-to-draw simple shapes.
So let's check our supplies and we can get started with our... Casper? Dude, I thought you were a friendly ghost. Pac-Man, hit me with one of them power pellets. Oh yeah! Ugh! Ghost tastes terrible! Okay, Player 2s, let's draw Luigi from Luigi's Mansion. Now, throughout the whole game, Luigi is frightened, so we're going to be drawing a scared Luigi. We're going to use the same process we always use. When we draw the guideline step, which is the first step, we're going to press very lightly with our pencils. Eventually, we're going to go in and we're going to erase all of these pencil lines at some point. So the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw an oval. Like, try to keep this oval in the middle of your paper. We're going to have to draw a little bit on the top and a little bit on the bottom. Then we're going to draw a straight line right through our oval, again pressing very lightly with our pencils, and then another one right about halfway through. Now these guidelines are going to help us keep all of Luigi's facial features even. We're going to draw an oval right in the middle for his big old nose. And then we're going to follow our guideline right here. And right here, at the bottom, we're going to draw a curve connecting to there. We're going to try to make these the same size. Curve connecting right to there. That'll be for Luigi's mustache. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to draw two small ovals here. And you can already see that the face is actually starting to come into shape. Inside these ovals, we're going to draw two smaller ones. Another smaller one. And then a little circle in here for the highlight. Because eventually when we color this whole thing in, this is going to be black. We don't have to do this right now. As a matter of fact, if you do this, don't press too hard because we're going to have a big black space so that if you erase it, there's a possibility of smearing and having a little bit of problems with your whole image. Down here, we're going to draw kind of like a letter U, but we're going to flare it out a little bit at the bottom, curve it in there, and we're going to go right up to there. Again, we're going to try to make it even on both sides as best we can. We're going to do the same thing, just a little bit thicker out here. Maybe a straight line across here for Luigi's teeth.
one small straight line here, one small straight line here. We're going to try to make those even. And then we're going to draw a letter U. That connects to there. And inside, we're going to draw a letter M. Right there, connecting to our middle guideline for his teeth and tongue. We're going to do a couple curves. And then we're going to add a straight line at the bottom, then turn it down to here. Excuse me, player 2. Those will be for his eyelashes. Again, they're going to be curved up because he's scared, so we're showing a frightened expression on his face. We're going to draw 2 ovals on the side, right about here for his ears. Whoops. And we're going to try to make these even. We're going to draw a little curved line right down here for his neck. Then starting right about here, we're going to draw a curve that kind of cuts off the top of the original oval that we did a little bit. Now this is going to be the guideline for his hat. I'm going to draw his sideburns really quick in here, which is just a curve. And a little curve there. Starting where the sideburns go, we're going to draw a straight line, or a diagonal line, excuse me, and then we're going to do a curve, and we're going to follow the guideline that we have of our curve over here for his hat. Starting right here, we're going to draw a diagonal line. Again, we're going to draw another one. We're going to try to make everything the same size. And then we're going to curve it up. Get a point right about there. And go about there and bring it back down. Inside, we're going to draw a circle with a letter L in there. For Luigi. We're going to draw a curved backwards letter H right there for his ears. If you want to draw through the mustache, if that's easier, that's fine, because that's going to be one solid black shape afterwards. We're going to do the same thing over here. And then we're just going to draw a little line and a bump around there for his hair. We're going to do the same thing on this side. And again, we're going to make it even. Well, that was simple, player 2s. We've pretty much just drawn Luigi. The next step is all we have to do is take our black felt tip pen, a black magic marker, and ink over only the lines we need. So these guidelines in the middle right here, we're not going to need those. So don't ink over those because we're going to end up erasing them. Now really quickly, I'm going to take my black Sharpie and I'm going to trace over all the lines that I need. Here I go. And there you go. Now we have a completely inked picture of Luigi. Give your drawing a few minutes, wait for the ink to dry, and take your pencil and erase, take your eraser and erase all the pencil lines. The only thing that you should have left is all the black lines that you've drawn. You have something that looks very similar to this, and if you don't, that's okay. Practice, practice, practice. The great thing about this being on YouTube is that you can pause the video, rewind it, do whatever you need to do to find out where you made the mistakes, and do what you need to do to fix it. One last touch to this picture, we're just going to add a couple lines over here just to kind of complete his expression to show that he's even more scared. I hope all my player 2s enjoyed this art class, and I can't wait till the next one.
On this episode of the Classic Game Showcase, we're going to shine a spotlight on the other Super Mario Brother and check out Luigi's Mansion on the Nintendo Gamecube. This title is technically Luigi's second time being the main character in a video game, the first time being Mario was missing, but in all honesty, the less said about that game the better. Luigi's Mansion was a launch title for the Nintendo Gamecube when the console was released in 2001, and was also the first game in the Mario franchise released on the system. In this action-adventure game, players control Luigi, who just happened to win a mansion in a contest he didn't enter. Mario agrees to meet his brother outside of the mansion, but when Luigi arrives, Mario is nowhere to be found. After entering the mansion, Luigi encounters the scientist Professor Egad, who tells him that the mansion is supernatural in origin and has only appeared a few days ago. When Egad is informed that Mario is missing, Egad allows Luigi to use his ghost hunting equipment to help locate Mario in the haunted mansion. Luigi's Mansion consists of 4 stages in which players control Luigi as he explores the mansion's rooms and captures the ghosts who reside in them. In addition to his trusty flashlight, Luigi also has 2 of Professor Egad's inventions to aid him in his quest. One is the Poltergust 3000, which is pretty much a modified vacuum cleaner, and the Game Boy Horror, which is a take on the Game Boy Color in which Luigi uses to communicate with Egad, check out the map of the mansion, and more. To capture ghosts, Luigi must shine his flashlight on a ghost to stun it. When stunned, the ghost will reveal its heart and Luigi can use the Poltergust 3000 to suck it up. Each ghost has hit points, and Luigi must struggle with the ghost long enough to get their hit points down to 0 to capture them. The tougher the ghost, the more hit points it has, and while Luigi is struggling, he is exposed to being harmed. If Luigi's hit points fall below 0, it's game over. In addition to capturing regular ghosts, Luigi must also take on special portrait ghosts, which are pretty much this game's equivalent of boss battles. Each of these portrait ghosts has a special condition that must be met in order for Luigi to capture them. Once all of the portrait ghosts are captured, Luigi returns to Egad's laboratory, and with the help of another one of the professor's inventions, the ghosts are restored to their paintings. This title was a hit with critics as well as fans. The state-of-the-art graphics for its time period hold up after 20 years, and the unique gameplay helped this title become the 5th best-selling GameCube title of all time. My only gripe about this game is that it's a tad bit on the short side, but the good news is that if you're looking for more Luigi's Mansion, this game isn't just a one-off title. It's a franchise with numerous sequels, remakes, and even an arcade game. There are quite a few ways to play this game today, so I highly recommend strapping on a Poltergust 3000 and taking a trip to this haunted mansion. Till next time.